You're welcome to Kismas with Mr. Osita. In this video, we'll be talking about ratio. In our previous video, we talked about finding quantities in their lowest term. But in this video, we'll be talking about finding other quantities from given ratios. So before we continue, let's look at the definition of ratio again. A ratio is the comparison of two or more quantities of the same unit. Two or more quantities of the same unit. It shows how many times one number contains another. Now, we are looking at finding other quantities from given ratios. Finding other quantities from given ratios. Now, let's look at this example. We have Mr. Osita and Mr. Anyu share a sum of 4,000 naira in the ratio of 3:5. Find the amounts each of them received. Find the amounts each of them received. Alright, we have two people shared 4,000 naira in the person of Mr. Osita and his friend, Mr. Anyu, in the ratio of 3:5. And they are sharing the sum of 4,000 naira. Now in this process, you add 3 plus 5 to get the total ratio, which is 8. You add the total ratio, 3 plus 5 is 8. Therefore, we are looking for the share of Mr. Osita. So we have 3, that's the ratio, is 3:5. So Mr. Osita comes first, so the ratio will be under 3. So we have 3/8 times the amount to be shared, 4,000 naira over 1. So we have the factor of 8 and 4,000, which is 4. Now we have 4 divided 8 will give you 2. 4 divided 40 will give you 10. Divide 4,000 will give you 10,000. 2 divided itself will give you 1. And then 2 divided 10 will give you 500. Now we have 3 times 500 will give you 1,500 naira. 1,500 naira will be the share of Mr. Osita. Now when you want to get the share of Mr. Anyim, you can easily say subtract 1,500 naira, which is the share of Mr. Osita, from 4,000 that they shared. You will get the share of Mr. Anyim. Or you say the share of Mr. Anyim is, we have the 5 is under Mr. Anyim, the ratio, which is 5 all over the total ratio times 4,000 naira. So 8 will divide itself is 1, divide 4,000 is 500. So 5 times 500 will give us 2,500 naira. Now when you add 1,000 naira to 2,500 naira, you will now get the total sum of 4,000 naira that they shared. So Mr. Osita received 1,500 naira, while Mr. Anyim received what? 2,500 naira, because they have shared for the 4,000 naira in the ratio of 3:5. Alright, let's look at this evaluation question. We have the proportion of girls to boys in a class is 1:4. If there are 45 pupils in the class, how many girls are there? Now, very simple. What you have to do is the proportion of girls to boys is 1:4. Then you add 1 plus 4 to get the total ratio. Now the girls is under 1. The proportion of girls is to the ratio of 1. So which will be 1 all over 5, which is the total ratio, times 45 all over 1. When you divide and simplify, you get your answer. So do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, share or like the video. Thank you for watching this video to the end.